Tennessee Valley. It's great to be here again on this Friday morning.
This
end
nice,
of the week.
This nice Indiana.
Indiana
Friday
weather. Are you confused?
This is Indiana weather right here. This is beginning of November, and we're already down in the low 30s, almost topping the upper 20s.
Had to kick the heat on, didn't we?
Did have to kick the heat on.
Didn't like that.
No.
I don't like that.
I miss our wood burner stove.
Yes,
I do
definitely.
miss our wood burner stove. But we're here this morning. We have a great show for you. We have two great guests on here today that's going to give you some great information about what's going on here in Cleveland. And, things that we're always excited to find, people in Cleveland doing things, because it's always exciting to know, people watch the show and say, I didn't know that.
Right.
I didn't know that.
We do the same.
Yeah, well, we do. I do produce a show for several of the other morning shows, and there's information on there. Somebody will say something, I'll come home and I'll tell you, hey, do you know this, and this weekend, or this is going on this weekend, like the block party. That's been our first block party. Been here 3 years in Cleveland for 3 years, and Joe said, come down to a block party. A couple hundred people show up. But no, he said there was. I think what would you say? You read the paper? There was like 23,000 people. They estimated 23,000 people.
That's a lot of.
That's
people.
Almost all Cleveland, I think.
You think?
I don't know. It's half of Cleveland.
It was a lot of people.
A lot of people. It was just a lot of people who was down there, and I got. You
didn't bring home any candy though.
Simon wouldn't go get any.
He wouldn't get any?
He would not go get any. Now, as big as he is, you'd think he'd walk around and say, give me some candy. They give him some candy.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't go. He just kind of pulled his hood over his head and kind of sat there.
He was probably embarrassed to be with you.
Yeah, because I was the background guy. Joe was doing the interview, and I was back here peeking around the camera. I was like the Jim Carrey guy, the background man.
Acting up in the background.
Yeah. And there's like about 40 of them. I wasn't the only one. There was a bunch of them.
We're in a group.
They go by and they scream and yell and do something behind him and stuff. And so it's hard when it's live like that. It's hard. The things happen, But I enjoyed it. It's my first one, so it won't be my last one. We rushed down there right after church, and got down there and kind of to hang out and kind of look and
check it out.
Got to see Ron Moore. He was the tape man.
The tape man.
Yeah, Kim was. I guess they had problems with kids, running into the table and stuff, and so Kim was at one end holding the tape out from the end of the table, and Ron Moore was on the other end and holding the tape out and kind of blocking people. But people still, it was like texting and driving, texting and walking and walk right into the table and right on through the other side and. Like, okay, did you just see that tape you just took out of my hand? And
no.
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 But it was fun. It was cold, a little bit chilly.
So you're definitely up for it next year.
Yeah. Hopefully, be down there the whole 3 hours. You can take David down there.
Yeah.
And see
Let
that.
him experience
it. But it was fun. I like that kind of stuff. I wanted to live in a big city where things going on all the time.
Right.
Now, I'm sure it ended at 10. At 10:15, everybody was gone. It was like nobody.
Yeah, emptied out quick, didn't it?
Yeah, quick. Everybody was running home.
Everybody had to get home to bed.
Yeah, school,
work.
Thursday morning, yes, work.
A little rough. Definitely.
But we do have a great show. You want to talk about who's going to be on the show today?
Sure. We've got Danny Marshall on with us today. He is with the group, By the Way.
Got their CD.
Yeah, we've got their CD here today, and we'll talk about that. And you always tell me not to talk about it ahead of time. But like you get so excited.
Yeah, I know.
You got to talk on. And then our other guest today is Mitzi Thompson from Life Circle Women's Healthcare. Really excited to have her on. Breast Cancer Awareness Month just ended, but you still got to be aware of what's going on.
Right, and a lot of people that didn't know that. There's a lot of times people don't know about things like that going on. Will catch it and understand it, what's going on, and then say, okay, I know next year to watch watch for that.
Right.
And like Sweetest Day, how many people did we talk about that didn't
Several didn't know.
Didn't even know what it was,
right.
First of all, and then didn't even know it had happened because it happened on Saturday. So I guess, everybody was doing their own thing and forgot about their sweetness.
Right. Right. By the way, happy belated Sweetest Day.
I told you that day though.
I know you did.
I told you that day.
Yeah.
So ha. I got you flowers.
You got me flowers.
You gotta leave them here though.
You gotta leave them here.
Yeah, I got you some flowers. You gotta leave them here
nice
though.
Of you, James.
So they'll be here next year.
So. Yeah, we're really excited about today's guest.
Yes. We actually, if we want to, we can go ahead and go to a break.
Definitely.
And bring our first guest on and just let them go. Might be some singing.
Might be.
I heard there's somebody with him that loves bluegrass.
You did?
Yes, I heard that.
We'll find out. We'll find out.
Let's see if we can get her to sing. Folks, we'll be back here in just a moment after these breaks with our first guest. Stay tuned.
Great local sports right here on WTNB East Tennessee Television. Keep up to date on all your Walker Valley sports news Wednesdays with the Walker Valley Sports Zone. Get a behind-the-scenes look at all the local high school area football with the pregame Thursdays at 10. And it's a Friday night tradition. Ball Friday, every Friday night at 11 o'clock, right here on WTNB East Tennessee Television.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Featuring some of the South's most scenic views, the Mountain View Inn has been a landmark in the Cleveland community for over 40 years. Our executive guest quarters with flat-screen TVs and excellent bedding will make any guest comfortable. Carrie's Restaurant is one of Cleveland's favorite, with one of the best buffets around.
Hello, and on behalf of the Hughes family, thank you for so many years of your business and your friendship.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000 bucks. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
Welcome back, Tennessee Valley. We're glad that you stayed here with us, got your coffee, ran back real quick because we have our first guest today, and Danny Marshall. He's here, and he's here to tell us about this CD. I want to steal your thunder. I want you to tell it. Tell us about the CD. I mean, we got it here.
Our CD, name of it is Life Worth Living, and it was actually wrote by one of our group members, Eric McNally. He's wrote a couple of songs on here. A great song, but you know, we're all Christian guys, and we really wanted to put forth that, you know, living a life for the Lord is definitely a life worth living. We just finished a CD earlier this year. It was recorded at, I'm going to give a sound out for Life Sound Studio here in Cleveland. Our engineer for the CD, Michael Lee, was actually the piano player for a lot of Southern Gospel fans for the group The Bishops for several years, and lives here in Cleveland now and runs Life Sound Studios. Did a great job with it, and we're really very proud of it. It's bluegrass gospel, and I know this area we've got a lot of bluegrass fans, and we're really proud of it, and hope people can get a blessing and enjoy listening to it.
And we may even have a bluegrass fan here in the room if we get her to come on here. And
we talked about her being a groupie.
Yeah, a groupie.
Yeah,
Yes. She said she'd be a groupie.
Yes.
That's it. But
that would be my wife. She's here with me today, so maybe we get her to come
She's supporting the background.
Yes.
Background support. Now, you talk about the group. You know, there's quite a bit. I mean, if you look at the back seat of the CD, there's quite a bit of it here.
Oh yes, I tell people if they want to have high attendance service for their service on Sunday morning to call us, because we travel big. But what it is, sometimes we have as many as 10 people on the stage, and reason being is we've got all of us guys. We started 5 years ago. We were smaller then, but all the children have gotten older, and several of them have learned how to play, and they sing and do real well, so we bring them with us too. So it's really a family. When we go sing, it's a family event.
Right. Because we knew a couple of them, you know, Keith and Morgan, and I always thought about it because we watched you perform at the church. I believe Keith was there one night, and you got the biggest, tallest guy playing the smallest
instrument.
Yeah,
right there, so.
He gets up there and it's really small, and Keith makes it look smaller sometimes. But You know, who was in the group? I mean, we've named, you know, I just named a couple, but I mean, who's all in the group?
I'll run down the list right quick. Myself, I play the bass, and for some of our bluegrass fans, that's the old doghouse bass, stand-up bass. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun to play. Have fun with some of the kids. Sometimes you can spin it and twirl it, and really have some enjoyment with it. I'll look at the picture here so I don't forget anybody. Our banjo player, we give him grief. He's the elder statesman of the group. So Ronnie Richmond, he is from down in the Ooltewah, Collegedale, Appleton area. We have played together for 10 years, probably with different groups and just getting around and jamming and that. And we have two twin brothers in the group, Ivan and Eric McNally. I think they're separated in age by 7 minutes. They're identical twins. But Eric, he plays guitar, sings some lead and baritone with us. And Ivan is a lead and baritone singer, but he's kind of our head of the group as far as sound goes, and he is expert at running the sound. He can hear different parts that people should be singing in that. And then our tenor singer, Junior Peak, does a great job. We call him Sister since he sings the girls' part. Does a great job at it. And then you're just talking about Keith. Every group has to have a preacher in the group, so he's our preacher. And he also had the privilege of marrying me and my wife almost 5 years ago. So he's a wonderful guy, does a great job playing mandolin, does some lead work for us. We have a harmonica player, Colas Orr. He's actually a music director at New Salem Baptist Church. And then the kids we have, two of Eric's children, Hannah McNally and Nathan McNally. Hannah's playing fiddle, singing some with us. Nathan is playing guitar and actually starting to learn to sing some bass. And then our tenor singer's son, Riley Peak, he is playing banjo and guitar. Has been playing banjo about a year and is doing a great job. And Keith's daughter Morgan, she's done some songs for us. So it's really a family atmosphere when we sing.
Right.
It sounds real close-knit.
Yeah. Well, you can just see off the picture off the back of the CD. You guys were laughing about something, you know. And Keith, you know, you're all laughing, you guys are having fun. I mean, that's what it's about. And it being a large band, like a lot of times you hear when large bands, you know, a lot of times they don't stay together because there's so many. Everybody has different dreams, different, you know, ways they want to go. But I mean, you guys have been together for a while now, haven't you? Oh,
we've been together 5 years, and
Yep.
it all started actually. Most of us go to the same church, Beach Springs Baptist, out in Old Fort area, and just a bunch of us got together and we started picking. We would take a Friday night and we'd rotate between all of our houses. We all lived probably, if you put a dot in the center, within a 5-mile radius of each other, and we would just go gather at each other's house. And of course, if you pick, you got to eat. So as guys, we'd play, and the girls would cook, and of course they'd sit around and gossip a little bit. But anyway, I better be quiet on that. But anyway, it's just really a big family get-together and stuff. So we'd play and eat, and then we would do a couple songs at church sometime. Just kind of grew from that, and we'd have visitors to church. Hey, could you come and sing for us? And so we'd go out and sing once in a while. And then over the course of the last 5 years, to kind of progress, we were able to finish our first CD project that's done really well and we're really proud of.
And by the way, I mean, that's what the group's called.
That's correct.
How did that name come about? I mean,
that come about, it was actually Ivan's idea, but we took it from, and I'm going to read on the inside here of our CD cover, John 14:5-6. It says, Thomas said to him, Lord, we did not know where you are going, and how can we know the way? Jesus said to him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. So, you know, that's where because Jesus is only through him, you know, can you really have a life that's worth living? And so that's how it all developed from there.
Okay. Now, the songs Eric wrote, I mean, let's talk about some of the songs that Eric has written.
And there's two on here. Of course, the one song, Life Worth Living, and he actually wrote this song when he was deer hunting. So he was out in Ivan and Eric, they're really big hunters, and said this song come to him when he was out deer hunting. And then his other song that he wrote, He Is Always Near, which is his wife's favorite one, because he came up with this idea while he was mowing grass. So she wants him to mow more and maybe get some more ideas. But he's got some other songs too on the horizon. Maybe our next CD project we can work on those then. But he's doing a great job writing some songs for us. We'll
have to have him bring him out to the house because we saw deer last night coming home, and then we've got a lot of yard to mow. So he could
come out
and
get some inspiration.
There's like 4 acres to mow, so there's deer. There's always deer out there. I mean, there's a guy out there hunting the other night. But yeah, so we can bring him out there and write some more songs for you.
All right.
Let him get very inspired
Yes,
as
very
he mows
inspired.
that yard.
4.5 acres to mow.
That's right. That's right.
I'm sure anybody else need a grass mowed, get a hold of Danny. He would get a hold of Eric, and
we'll send them out for you.
Yep, we'll
That's
get it
right.
sent out. There we go. The
We'll
outreach
get your
ministry.
CDs full.
You talked about life sounds, the studio where you record at, and in fact, off your CD, I had sent a lady there. We did a video for the Tennessee Small Business Development Center, and we sent them down there because off your CD, I was like, I can't find their information. I thought, I remember on the back of your CD he was there, and we sent him down there. But do you guys have any venues coming up? I mean, how would somebody reach it if they wanted to have you out?
Let's see, inside the CD, it has, in the bottom here, it has my contact and my phone number that you can feel free to contact.
Go ahead and just
the phone number is area code 423-829-6345. You can contact me by phone. We just got up recently a Facebook site, so that we still need to update that a little bit. So those are two ways that you can contact us right there.
And what type of venues are you looking for? I mean, you guys go.
We do church venues. We've done fall festivals, some bluegrass festivals, things like that.
Where can they get your CD at? I mean.
Oh, CDs, they can contact me and I'll mail them one.
Okay.
No problem at all.
And we got to get your Facebook by chance?
What's that now?
You know what your Facebook is? By the way?
It's By the Way.
By the Way.
By the Way.
Facebook / By the Way, so they can go there and find some information. And that's where you guys list what you got coming up, where you're at in different places.
That's correct.
So they can go there and find it out. And then I'm sure anybody on here, I mean, there's plenty of people on here. The names you've called out, I'm sure somebody knows because we knew Keith and Morgan off there, and you just ran into Robert here.
Yes, Robert, one of the
studio.
students here. His dad's our tenor singer.
Yeah.
So.
So I mean, it's a small world. I mean, we've discovered that, just in passing stuff that different people you meet up. It's like, wow, different things. But yeah, so tell us again. Just one more before we go to break here is just tell them where they can reach out. Your phone number again. Give them the phone number again.
Area code 423-829-6345.
Okay. You got any questions?
It's great CD.
Yes,
it is.
Yes.
We've listened to it. We've heard them play. It's great. If you've got an event and want to have them out, they are a wonderful group. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. And like you said, your church attendance will go up by 10. Just have them out there by 10.
Plus
that's not counting people family following you too.
That's right.
So so I mean, how far out do you guys reach? How far out we go? Anywhere?
Oh, if we can work.
This is a ministry for you guys.
It's a ministry for us. There's no aspirations of making a living at it or anything like that. We all love the Lord and love to have the opportunity to go and just minister and be blessing the folks. So if we can go, we'll pretty much go anywhere that we can.
Okay. Now, your church, you mentioned that. Tell them where that's at, because that would be something they could come. You guys perform there.
Yeah, we sing
weekly,
there,
monthly.
Sometimes they'll just call us at the last minute. Hey, can y'all do a couple songs tonight or something when we're there? But we go to Beach Springs Baptist. It's on Horns Creek Road there in the old Fort Ocoee area of Polk County, right off 411 Highway.
Okay, so they can so come there and hear them. Call them up, get them out there. I mean, you'll be blessed from them. Because, like you said, it's not that they're looking to become famous, which would be nice, but it's a ministry. It's a ministry for them, and it's a way that they can get, spread the words, God's love and everything else. And I believe it's a good plus. It's a good ministry. And when you have that many people in one room, it says 2 or 3 gather, right?
Oh, yes.
And there's 10 of you there. So
10 of us there, and then if all the family shows up, I think one night we had, at our house, we had a gathering. We counted 50 people that showed up.
So right there's a church service. Right there's a church service.
Yes.
So call them up. Like I said, one more time. I hate to ask you again, but I felt like I interrupted and then we're back to it. So one more time on the phone number, and so people know where to contact you guys at.
Sure. The phone number is 423-829-6345.
Okay. Well, Danny, I appreciate you coming on today. And
thank you.
We have to have you back when you said you had no CD. Tell us about that one. You have no CD coming out, and so we'll have to have you back and talk about that one and anything else going on with the band, to how many more members you guys added. But folks, we do appreciate Danny being on here today, and we're going to go to a commercial break here in a moment, and stay with us, and we have our next guest coming on, and we're excited. We'll see you here in just a moment.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
Hello, I'm Bill Odom.
Hi, and I'm Tammy Odom.
We want to invite you to join us on Joyous Living today for interviews, testimonies, and gospel music by special guests and Dixie Sunshine.
Right here on WTNB, Sundays at 4 p.m. and Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. You don't want to miss it.
Jesus, Jesus, the light of the world.
Featuring some of the South's most scenic views, the Mountain View Inn has been a landmark in the Cleveland community for over 40 years. Our executive guest quarters with flat-screen TVs and excellent bedding will make any guest comfortable. Carrie's Restaurant is one of Cleveland's favorite, with one of the best buffets around.
Hello, and on behalf of the Hughes family, thank you for so many years of your business and your friendship.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
Welcome back, folks. Hope you've refilled your coffee, had a restroom break, whatever.
Get the donut sticks.
Donut sticks, yes.
You have to get
we
those.
discovered those got smaller, didn't we?
Yeah,
we were
everything
disappointed.
does. Well, I think
we
you read
didn't need
online.
them anyways.
Yeah, we didn't get smaller.
No, we didn't.
They make everything smaller so you eat more of them.
That's right, that's right.
But tell her about our guest.
Our next guest here this morning is Mitzi Thompson from Life Circle Women's Healthcare. Real excited to have you on today, Mitzi.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. And we wanted to have you on the show and talk about breast cancer. You know, we know that Awareness Month just ended, being the first of the month here, but it's still important.
Every day, breast health is one of the most important questions that I think my patients ask me. They come in and ask me two things if I prescribe a medication. One is, will it make me fat? And two is, will it give me breast cancer? See, we talk about donut sticks, I guess.
Yeah.
But yes, October's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and what we really want to promote is that women still become very friendly with doing their breast self-exams, that they pursue a yearly clinical breast exam, because if someone does something often enough, then certainly I think that they have a little bit better sensitivity to feel things. So when I teach my patients how to do a breast exam, I tell them, check your breast, and if it feels unusual to you, check the other breast. If it feels the same way, that's the way the Lord made you, and you're okay. If you feel something different, then that's the problem, and it doesn't matter what it is, because we're going to take care of finding that out. So call and come in, call your provider, expect to be seen in a timely fashion. I think in the past that I've had patients tell me that they were asked to wait 2 weeks, wait 2 months, but we really don't do that anymore. It's unusual for young women to have breast cancer, but when they have breast cancer below the age of 40, it typically is more aggressive. So we really don't want to wait on those things. We do image the breast differently for younger women because their breasts are more dense. They do not have as good a rate of clearly imaging the breast with traditional mammography. So we have all kinds of new technology, MRI of the breast, ultrasound of the breast. The Food and Drug Administration has just okayed a 3D imaging of the breast. It's really not very available even in this part of the state, but I think it's coming because we have not diminished our breast cancer rate. And some of that's demographic. So many women are getting older. Call it the silver tsunami. And so with age comes the increased risk for all cancers, whether that's breast cancer or colon cancer, any of those things. But we have a political climate, not to get into politics really, but we get these guidelines from certain government preventative services, and they often indicate that women can seek their care on longer intervals, be that pap smears or particularly mammograms. If all cancers increase with the risk of age, then breast cancer does too. And so rather than slowing down, we want to stay the course with just regular evaluations of the breast. So I do believe that at 40, we should begin to have annual mammograms. I teach all of my patients, even my teenage patients, how to do a breast exam. And then in the 50s, they need to continue, and well into the 60s. Probably the only reason that I would stop ordering a mammogram on a patient is if she had some medical condition that would prevent her from pursuing treatment. In that way, it would be maybe even unethical to subject her to other things. So I think the biggest thing then is to encourage women to have mammograms, because women are afraid of mammograms. They're a little bit afraid of the answers, but I'm more afraid of the question. So when it's my turn to go, I like walking out of there better than I like walking in. So it keeps me going.
Sure.
Right.
Now, I don't think you're old enough to start mammograms.
But
you'll
it's
be
preventive,
good.
right? I mean, if you catch it early stages.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, that's
Absolutely.
a plus. I mean, when they start learning how to do that, I mean, or doing it,
yes,
that it's something they catch it. You know, you start knowing your body and saying, hey, something ain't right there.
Well, in younger women, they statistically find their own breast cancers because they are often not seen for mammograms, and if they're not needing contraception that requires a prescription, then they may not actually see a provider. But their breast cancers tend to be more aggressive. But in women 40 and over, a mammogram is the only proven method to detect a breast cancer before someone could feel it, whether it's the patient or the clinician. On average, about 2 years before that. So that's really how mammograms are life-saving.
Wow, 2 years, that is
2 years, it is. And in older women, it's a little bit longer, but the younger a woman is, the shorter the window from the time the cancer occurs and the time that someone can palpate that or feel that. And that's the time at which then it becomes just a lumpectomy, just a small little incision, and that's life-saving.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. Now you're talking about doing self-examination. Now we said the mammogram at 40. So younger than that, need to begin.
They do. Because, you know, by 21, women should have normal, regular annual exams, including pap smears, whether they're sexually active or not. Good health is not dependent on needing to see us for contraception, but to need to see us for screening and maintenance of good health. So I teach my patients at that young age.
Good, good.
And I always encourage them, if they find something, don't stay away because you're young and you don't think that you are old enough to have breast cancer. Because peace of mind is everything, isn't it?
Right, right. Well, and each person knows their own body.
They do, they do.
So they would know. That's great.
And the breasts change with menstrual cycles and hormone status. I would encourage women to consider their mammogram be done the week after their period if they're still young enough to menstruate.
Okay, that's a good thing to keep in mind. As I reach that age. So I'm not there yet. But I'm knocking on the door, aren't I, James?
Yeah, you're getting there.
Now, you know, one of the other things I learned through coming to Life Circle, because our son David was delivered by Dr. Wolf.
I know you're part of our family.
Yes, part of the family. And Christine encouraged, we went through the child care classes, and she encouraged breastfeeding.
Yes.
And in that, she was talking about the helping to prevent breast
It
cancer.
does.
And that
It
was
does. There's more maturation in those cells, and as they are naturally, as our body was intended to mature and do their job, then that actually is more protective. Other ways that women can reduce their risk for breast cancer is, believe it or not, reducing their body weight. Estrogen is a female hormone. It's the reason that we are female. If we have some abnormality where we don't develop, it's often because we had hormone failure. So in that way, estrogen is not a cause for breast cancer, but that when it occurs, breast cancer is often estrogen sensitive. And so breastfeeding is a good break from having all of those waves of fertility estrogen levels, but it also helps mature the cells. Then reducing the body weight, no more donut sticks. And, well, we just had Halloween, and so I have to raise my hand on the guilt for that. The other thing is just basically not smoking, exercising regularly, staying very healthy. All cancers are reduced. I can't imagine anything that's not reduced by taking good care of yourself.
Sure.
Sleeping 8 hours a night reduces so many things, including breast cancer.
James, he's guilty a few hours a night.
He's still at like 6, maybe 5 hours
It's so
a night.
easy in our busy world to be encouraged to burn the candle at both ends, but the candle burns out.
Right.
And so if your immune system is always surveilling the body to identify something abnormal, such as a cancer cell, and then actually eradicate it so it never becomes an event, it's not something in your body, anything that detracts from that. And I think that's really what, when women come in and ask me about gaining weight and having breast cancer, and those are really, I laugh about it, but those are true questions that come repetitively from patients, then they really need to think about, what can I do? Get that mammogram, watch that weight, don't smoke, exercise, get 8 hours of sleep, trust in the Almighty.
Sure, sure.
Now, at Life Circle, do you guys have classes or anything that you teach on this, or I know you guys go to different fairs and stuff, you know?
Well, we do,
health fairs.
And we've always loved doing that, because we get out and meet the public, and we meet people that might not come specifically to meet us in the office. We don't have a class particularly on breast cancer awareness and some of the other female health issues. They've really concentrated on childbirth and lactation, child rearing. It might be an idea.
I'll say, yeah. You got a website to utilize.
Yes, we do.
I know that.
Yes, we do.
But so, what is your role? I mean, what do you do?
Well, I'm a women's health nurse practitioner.
Okay.
So I'm an advanced practice RN, and proud to say that I'm a Cleveland State alumni locally. And I have a master's in nursing, studied for my nurse practitioner at Emory. Fell in love with women's health, and I did that, left the hospital many years ago and made that change because I wanted to be home with my family, right? How important that is.
Right.
And then that just led me into a wonderful work, and I've spent 30 years in this. So as women, sometimes we don't feel that we are listened to. We may be seen as more emotional, and not really a hormone hostage, but I would share that hormones do affect that. So I wanted to be a nice advocate, sounding board. And out of that, I became a menopause clinician, which is a separate voluntary boarded certification in menopause management, because I'm part of the tsunami. So it fits in my life, and I think it fits with my patients. So
I was going to say, you would have that understanding.
I hope
with
so.
your
I hope
patients,
so.
you know.
I truly would not prescribe something for someone I would not take myself. And then often, in my heart of hearts, I think that someone's either my daughter, my granddaughter, my sister, and it becomes more personal health, I think.
Sure. I know my mother came to see you on her first visit, and she just fell in love. She said you made her so comfortable and just answered all of her questions. You know.
Well, we are all going to have issues as we grow older, and we don't get out of this world without having the physical body deteriorate. It's all about maintaining it longer. And I think that takes surveillance. Catch it early, get that adequately addressed, and then give the worry up the worry about the breast cancer, the worry about gaining weight that women suffer with. Give that up, do your part, and have some peace about it.
Sure, you can live a much comfortable.
Absolutely.
Much more.
Well, because you was talking earlier about, the age 40. You were saying that age 40 is when, the women should start checking. But you're also saying you was teaching the younger.
Well, their hormones are so volatile. They're establishing their menstrual patterns, and they're in their most fertile years, and so they have much more effect on the breast. So when a young lady goes through puberty and she begins to produce her estrogen, and then her breasts develop, and that's in their early teens typically.
Well, I was thinking on that, you're saying, well, they don't check a lot of times because they say, I'm too young. But you're saying that it's there. There's a possibility. I'm sure there's a percentage
well, they can
of
have breast cysts and non-cancerous tumors, and they're all very concerning to their mothers, to them, and they're just trying to learn their body and trust that they will be okay.
So my thoughts on that is, society does that to us sometimes, thinking, we've set this age at which, that's when you can be, susceptible to something like that. But we're finding out we're almost like our age limits are getting backwards. Instead, it used to be 40, now it seems like it's getting a little younger, and different things. Prostate cancer for the men.
Yes.
Different things like that. People are saying, you know what, it used to be 50s and 60s. Now we're finding it at mid 40s and stuff. And so it's like life is getting faster. We're doing things quicker, faster. More stuff at a time. And I think that's great that you're teaching at a young age. You know what? Disregard what society's saying. At age 40, when I was, my mom was 40. She started checking her mother. It's getting to a point at age 20 or 18 or whatever that it's start checking, because by the time you get to 40, you know your body well enough.
You know your body.
That you say, you know what? Even the slightest change, something's maybe nothing's wrong, but you know what? I may need to get somebody to check me out, or look at this and see if something's wrong.
Yeah, I think you're right. And in my clinical practice, I would say the majority of breast masses are already found by the female. She comes in. Sometimes she won't tell me, and sometimes I'll say, don't tell me. It's a treasure hunt, so that I can validate that there is something there for her, that she didn't just direct me to it. Helps them feel that they can trust their breast exams, and trust that when they find something, then they call and be seen and have it evaluated.
That's a plus. I think that's great, because I've talked about in the past, not just that, but just society. Our society has gotten to a point where we've gone from the group to individual, where we just kind of force each other. Like when our kids turn 18, and like they're out of the house, get a job, you're on your own, raise your own family, and then you see countries overseas where it's about the group, about the family. And I think it's great when you can teach the young girls, saying, hey, you know what, take care of your body. This is, you can prevent this stuff.
Yes.
You can, and become part of a group of women again that's saying, you know what, let's take care of our bodies, and let's inform each other. I see it more and more now, just more, I was over here, I think there was something about the cancer, something going over at Lee University today. I was over there, and there was something going on over there. And it's just things like that, we're informing the younger generation. The generation is going to take over. They're starting to inform earlier, because we've, I think our generation, we've kind of ruined it with TV and with this and that and radio and YouTube, and to the point that we've quit informing ourselves, and we're letting society do it. And I think that's great that they're starting to learn, that you guys are teaching it. There's other people out there teaching things, saying, hey, you know what, start taking care of yourself, start looking out. Because I wish 20 years ago somebody was telling me stuff that I'm learning now that I could have prevented, saying, like my weight and different things that's going to, later on cause. And that's great that they can start at that early of age and start saying, you know what, I need to keep informed about my body. But I think that's everywhere now. Health is becoming an issue.
Well, it's so much easier to prevent something than it is to reverse it.
Right.
It's a better investment.
Proactive.
We are worth that. We are important to someone, and we are part of our greater community. Your family, your street, your neighborhood, your church, your school. And good health is an accumulative effort. So some days I'm not so good. Some days you may not be either. But most days you are. And most days you really make that effort. Sometimes I feel bad and I want to wait, sit down and kind of relax and kind of wait on feeling well. And then I have to shake myself out of that and say, good health is what you earn. It is not going to come to me while I'm sitting in my chair. So I too have to kind of push myself. It's just a normal reaction. So we're not all perfect, but we are all perfectly formed. And
right. And that's like, you know, in my work the past 13 years, I work a lot with fitness, the fitness videos, and go and try traveling to fitness videos, and some of that is nutrition. And these guys, I go to these seminars and they talk about nutrition, different things, and you hear these people saying, you know, you need to go on this diet, that diet. And these guys are saying, no, it's a lifestyle change. You've got to do something, you know, if you depend on some kind of foods or meals you've got to purchase all the time, or pills, or that you're not going to stick with it. You just won't. It depends on, you know, just your personal choice, but, you know, economics, you know, financial types, you know, things like that's going to cause you, you know, I can't buy these dinners every day and eat these bought dinners every 3 days, I mean, 3 times a day. But, you know, it's a lifestyle change. And it really comes down to that. You know, you've got to set yourself down and say, you know what, these are foods I can eat every day. This is something I can do. I can exercise every day. And it comes down to that. Now, we've gotten to a point where we've set goals for ourselves. Then you know, we started and then we fell and you fall off of it and then back on it. But it's a lifestyle. You've got to you almost got to plan your day around that, starting out the nutrition, the exercise and everything. And that's kind of what you're saying with the breast cancer and stuff, you know, to prevent that, you need to make a lifestyle change, saying, you know what, I'm going to start checking myself, you know, and everything, and make it a daily thing or weekly, however often they do it, to say, you know, by the time I'm 40, I've known that, you know, I've known my body well enough that if it changed today or starts changing next week, I know that, and I can prevent it, or at least get someone that can help me with it, and I think that's
well, keeping it simple is what you're really saying.
Right.
And I think that's really true about just fresh fruits, vegetables, keep it as clean as you can, less oils and fatty things, fried foods. Never give up anything you cannot live without. Just learn how to work it in. And occasionally, I mean, we all have Christmas, we all have birthdays. Those are things that are great to celebrate. I'm just trying not to celebrate every day.
Don't make a whole month out of it. Huh?
But the connection with estrogen and weight gain is probably based on that estrogen is a fatty-based hormone. So the more body fat a woman has, the more natural onboard estrogen she has. So even a woman who's had breast cancer has a greater risk for reoccurrence if she's obese. So I think that your efforts and good nutrition are absolutely paramount to just feeling better and protecting that health.
Now, if they can just get it to a point where they can make the more nutritious foods, you know, the more healthier foods, less expensive, because you can go buy junk food. You can go buy junk food for like like a few pennies. And you go buy bananas. Well, bananas not so much, but some of your more healthier foods. It's
well, white grapes. That's something I recently priced, and the size I wanted was almost a $10 purchase for fruit. And you're exactly right. And the fast food places,
it's like they know it.
Yeah, they have a $1 menu, but you know, is it really edible? My take on that would be, order it the way you want it, and if you can have something removed, you may still have the flavor, still get the bargain, and I think it'll be fresher.
Yeah, some of them $1 meals, once you get done, you've got nothing left but the wrapper. The wrapper's probably safer to eat than some of that. But yeah, so yeah, because we've tried, you know, we've done that. We've looked at it and we go and get the different foods, and you go start pricing it, you know, at the store, and it's like, wow. We can just go buy a box of cereal or a box of this donut sticks for $1. You know,
and we have outlet places around here too. You know, and it does make a big difference.
Yeah, it does.
But if you make that an investment, if you're willing to cook a little bit more,
oh, we love
so
cooking,
there's nothing wrong with potato. It's about how much potato, and what do I add to it. You know, or I'm a Southern girl, born and bred in this county, in this town.
There's a second person. We've talked to a lot of people, and everybody's never from Cleveland.
It's a great place. You know, so I was raised on beans, dried beans.
We love beans.
I love pinto beans. I love pinto beans.
Yes. And so I think it's just about kind of setting ahead. And I believe that women should cook 2 or 3 meals in advance. We're busy, especially young children.
We had dinner at 10:30 last night.
Yeah,
by the time the day was over, it was terrible. It's terrible.
And we know that's a lot of times not what we eat so much; it's when and how much. And I'm not saying how much is like a lot, but like today we didn't eat breakfast. Didn't eat lunch until almost 2 o'clock. And so I know that's mine. I mean, all these guys that I go and film these videos for, the nutritionists and stuff, will say, well, James, you've got to eat at least 3 times a day,
if not more.
6, yeah, if not you know, snack in between.
Yes.
And that's mine, because I get busy, get going, and then I forget to eat, or it's 2 o'clock, you know, then it's 7 o'clock, and then it's 8 o'clock, and then, you know.
Then you're ravenous.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll go to, like, I ate at 10:30 last night. This morning at, you know, 10:30, I think, was hollering, when's lunch, you know?
Yes.
Because I was starved to death. And,
well, that's your body cells telling you that.
Yeah.
So a little bit of that is, I think of, if they were giving gasoline away, I could not go and get 2 tanks full. It's just not going to work. My vehicle has 1 tank, a single tank, and that is it. Yeah. So break it down, put the fuel in the tank you can use, and it works out a lot better.
It's funny she uses the gas analogy.
Yeah, we never see gas given away free.
No,
that's like there's a lifestyle change.
Though. You know, we can all, we would
that's a lifestyle change.
You know, I heard someone use that as a analogy for eating. You know, your car takes gas, your body takes fuel. You know,
it does, and it needs it all along. Or would you take your child and say, I'm going to set you here, and I do not want you to ask me for any food until this time tomorrow afternoon.
Right.
And busy women do that often. They feed their children, they send them to school, they don't have much for lunch because they're trying to get their laundry done, or maybe they're working outside their home, and then the kids come home and they feed them, and then suddenly they realize they haven't eaten all day.
Right.
So it's a selfless act, but it's not a healthy one.
Right. Yeah. Definitely not. Now, you know, we've asked you several questions. Do you have any particular question that a lot of women come to you and ask that maybe, you know, our viewers out there might?
Well, any particular, sometimes it depends on what's on the news.
Okay.
You know, so we get a lot of health information from our internet connections, the television. I think it's important to remember that that may not be a very educated source. They may be very popular, but that doesn't mean that they have any particular expertise. So if something is heard by any media that concerns you about your health, I would encourage you to pick up the phone, call, make an appointment with your provider, so that you can find out the whole story.
That's good.
Women's Health Initiative was a research study that came out in 2002, and the morning news broke that with there's a 30% increased risk for breast cancer in women who use hormones. And more than 52% of women that day stopped their hormones without calling or contacting their providers. And so over time, what then came out of that was more research. And then the women who had had hysterectomy and took the estrogen product, in this instance it was Premarin, that's the only estrogen they researched. But the women who'd had a hysterectomy and only took Premarin had less breast cancer than women who took nothing. So the answer was not that estrogen causes breast cancer, but maybe what was different. And the difference was a particular kind of progesterone called medroxyprogesterone. It's a brand name that's been around forever, called Provera, but not the estrogen. And that what increase in breast cancer in the combination group equaled the decrease in the women in estrogen alone group, the Premarin alone group. So I think that women are very afraid, and they ask me all the time if their birth control pills, if their hormone replacement therapy is going to cause breast cancer. All women have breast, all women have estrogen, all women do not have breast cancer. And that's really a complex situation. Genetics, lifestyle, environmental exposures, but knowing about research from your provider, having someone you trust, so that if you're alarmed by something, would, I think, be one of the most important things I can advise someone.
Okay, that's good.
Good websites have .edu at the back of them, an educational institution, or they'll have .org. They don't have .com. .com is a commercial site, and it more than likely has something to sell you. So you just have to be a buyer beware with your healthcare information.
Well, you know, don't stop doing what you're doing until you contact
That's right.
someone.
And looking at that, you see these pills on TV, and they got one thing that helps you with, but then 40 side effects. You got to ask yourself, you know, that's when you need to call somebody and say, you know, I see this thing, it'll help with the one thing I have, but it's going to give me, 40 other things.
Possibility.
And,
Yeah.
and that's an excellent point. There are no free rides. We're all accustomed every day to doing benefits versus risk analysis.
Right.
It benefits me to drive to work the risk of having an accident. So I chose to get in my car and go to the office today. So we do that with medications, over-the-counter things, prescription things. We should be very comfortable with what is the good and the bad.
Right.
All the good things don't always happen, all the bad things don't always happen, but just being aware.
Right. And I'm sure when they're at Life Circle, I mean, you guys are not just sitting there every day thinking, this is all the stuff that happened 10 years ago. You guys are going to classes. You guys you're reading up on things. You're educating yourself every day. So for someone to sit and see something on TV and say, "Oh, I stopped doing this today," they should call you guys. They're at Life Circle.
Absolutely.
Doctors, yourself, and many others there that say, we know the study. We've been to the seminar. We've been to this. The other doctors have gone together, and we know what the truth is about this. Because, like you said, it's commercial.
Changes.
Yeah.
Information comes to light. Research actually proves very little. It illuminates the way.
Well, it's sideways.
And so there's always going to be something new.
It's skewed.
It is.
Depends on who paid for that research. So we've got to be careful on that.
And who these people are.
Yeah.
And how long did they research them.
Yeah. Well, who do they research it on?
Absolutely. And so more information is what you always need. But we have 4 physicians, 2 females, 2 males, and myself in the practice. And of course, I think that they're awesome. I've worked with them for a number of years now and trust them all. They're always researching. I tell my patients, this is what we believe to be so today, and when I see you again next year, if that changes, I'll catch you up on things. If I change my mind and I think it's hazardous, we'll make an announcement. Call Mitzi, call the physicians. But I think it is about being open to change and growing and always learning. And it keeps you abreast. When I was in a nursing school out here at Cleveland State so many years ago, we won't talk about.
A couple years ago, right?
Yeah. Just a couple of years ago. But if a text was 5 years old, that was ancient. And now the media is so fast that I hazard to say that within a year, everything's outdated. It's almost outdated before you can publish it.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's why it's important to always realize that whatever you think you know, that's what we understand at the moment, and we will progress.
So quickly,
Right.
Well, Mitzi, I appreciate you coming on here today.
Yes.
Tell us, Life Circle address,
Life
phone number,
Circle Women's Health, 2301 North Ocoee Street, Cleveland, Tennessee. Our number is 339-1400. Give us a call. We're here in our office Monday through Friday. Some of us are gone different days of the week, but there's always a provider there. And we're very excited to deliver our babies.
Yes.
I always loved OB, but I realized that my calling has been GYN for a number of years. But through the lifespan, from a preteen till infinity.
Well, we're glad you came on here. You're full of information. We'll have to have you back on here.
Definitely.
Have to make you a regular. Come on here every month.
Great information.
And just give us some
well, thank
more
you very
information.
much.
There's a lot of information.
I enjoyed being with you.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Folks, we'll be back here in just a moment to wrap up and give you some list of events going on this weekend. We'll see you here in just a few moments after this commercial break.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000 bucks. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
Hello, I'm Bill Odom.
Hi, and I'm Tammy Odom.
We want to invite you to join us on Joyous Living Today for interviews, testimonies, and gospel music by special guests and Dixie Sunshine.
Right here on WTNB, Sundays at 4 p.m. and Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. You don't want to miss it.
Jesus, Jesus, the light of the world.
Featuring some of the South's most scenic views, the Mountain View Inn has been a landmark in the Cleveland community for over 40 years. Our executive guest quarters with flat screen TVs and excellent bedding will make any guest comfortable. Carrie's Restaurant is one of Cleveland's favorite, with one of the best buffets around.
Hello, and on behalf of the Hughes family, thank you for so many years of your business and your friendship.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
Welcome back. We just have a couple moments. We wanted to wrap up.
Right.
We wanted to just give something I have. I guess it's called the Incubator News. These are some over here at the Incubator where we're located. Simon J. Marketing. We got some, I guess, our neighbors. They have some news for us, some things going on. Karen from the Compassionate Friends of Chattanooga. These are people that deal with those that have lost loved ones, you know, sons, daughters,
brothers, sisters,
and they deal with that. They have a worldwide candle lighting ceremony on Sunday, December 9th at 7 p.m. And we just wanted to talk about that. We'll say that again later. Sure. And also, Scott Goebel from Souda County, there in the Incubator, is offering a beginning bookkeeping with QuickBooks class. It's in cooperation with the Tennessee Small Business Development Center on November 13th. So that's just coming up here soon. 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can just get a hold of us here at the station or go to simonjp.biz and I can get you the link for how you sign up for that, and that's a QuickBooks class. You got anything,
yes.
Stace?
I do. I have a few things going on in the area this weekend. Kind of a free type stuff, you know, small budget, won't take much. You can get out and do. On Friday night, there is a Cowboy Gospel Jubilee. It says it's at the Cleveland Cowboy Church. It says it's a free event from 7 to 9 p.m. I'm sure you can contact the church. I'm sure they have a website. You can look that up. Oh, here it is, clevelandcowboychurch.com. Very simple website to go to. The weekend, it is the first weekend of the month. Home Depot offers free kids project, kids ages 5 to 12, it says, and they're going to do a woodworking project. This says it's from 9 to noon, and a great thing for your children to go to, get involved.
Also, I see there you got the Goodwill.
Yes,
half off sales. You know.
Half off.
People say, "Oh, the Goodwill." We love it.
Repurpose.
You know, we love it, and half off. You know, go there this weekend, half off. You know, and repurpose everything. Yes.
Free admission Saturday, 10 to 3 at the Museum Center at 5 Points.
Okay. Well, folks, that's all we had. We're out of time. We'll see you again next Friday. Just come in and check us out, James and Stacy, here at Channel 5.
Have a good weekend.